Good morning, student. In my previous video, we discussed different parts of a flower. We discussed different parts of a flower. The flower has four main parts. The four main parts of the flower are sepal, petals, stamen, and carpels. Sepal and petals are known as vegetative part of the flower, and stamen and carpels are known as reproductive parts of a flower. Student, I am repeating this thing again and again because reproduction in flower is a new topic for you, which is in class 5. So that is the reason I am repeating this thing many times, so that you are able to understand. Is it clear? Now student, four main important parts of a flower which you have already note down in your rough copy also: sepal, petal, stamen and carpels. Vegetative part of the flower is sepal and petals, and reproductive part is stamen and carpel. Okay, now in my today video again I explain you what is self pollination in the plants, what is self pollination in the plant, and then I will explain you cross pollination in flowers. Is it clear? So one more time, for your better understanding, please try to understand what is self pollination. What is self pollination? Okay. See student, observe the picture of a flower. Observe the picture of this flower. See, this is anther and filament. This is the part of a stamen. These are the part of a stamen. Okay. And stigma, style and ovary. These are the part of a carpel. So carpel is the female reproductive part, and stamen is the male. Stamen is the male reproductive part. Stamen, it's a male reproductive part, and this carpel, this carpel is the female reproductive part of the plant. Now see student, stamen has two parts, anther and filament. This anther and filament, this thread like structure, this thread like structure which is here filament, it supports anther. And what is inside the anther? Pollen grains. Pollen is inside the anther. Is it clear? Now see, observe one more time. You observe carpel, which is the female reproductive part. Carpel, which is the female reproductive part. It consists of three parts: stigma, style and ovary. Stigma, style and ovary. It consists of three parts. Carpel, female reproductive part. Now see student, in this flower how self pollination take place. What is self pollination? I have already explained, but I am explaining you again. Now observe the picture of this flower. you will see in this flower contain male reproductive part also and female reproductive part also. See this here, stamen, anther and filament is the part of the stamen. So this is the male reproductive part, and this carpel, it has three parts: stigma, style and ovary. This is the female reproductive part of the flower. So this is the picture of a hibiscus flower, and in this flower you will observe the same flower have both the male and female reproductive parts. Now student, understand again. Yesterday I told you, take one rough copy with you. Is it clear? So when you draw the pictures of the flower, and after that label the flower, and then after labeling the flower you write the function of all parts of the flower, so that your concepts are more clear. Now see student, what's happened? Self pollination. Note down, if you want to note down in your rough copy, you can write it. If a pollen is transferred from the anther of a flower, if a pollen, for example, this is the flower. Now in this flower I show you the self pollination. Self pollination. Is it clear? So see student, this is a flower. Now if a pollen is transferred from anther of a flower to stigma of same flower, then it is known as self pollination. I repeat it. If a pollen is transferred from the anther of a flower to stigma of same flower, is known as self pollination. It means, for example, observe this picture. For example, this is the anther. In this flower contain both the parts, male reproductive part also and female reproductive part also. So the anther of this anther will produce pollens. Is it clear? This anther will produce pollen. If the pollen is transferred from the anther, this is the anther part and this is the stigma. This part is stigma and which is sticky. So if the pollens comes from anther and enter the stigma of the same flower, because the same flower has both male reproductive part also and female reproductive part also. So see student, the pollens from this male part come into the stigma of the same flower. So this is known as self pollination. Is it clear? And one more thing is that if pollen is transferred from the another, if pollen is transferred from the anther of one flower to stigma of other flower born on the same plant, is called it self pollination. What does it means? You are sitting with your rough copy, draw a picture of a flowering plant and draw 4 or 5 flowers on the same plant. You are understanding what I am saying? In your rough copy, draw a picture of a plant and on the same plant draw 4 or 5 flowers. Now what's happened? When anther, for example, there are 4-5 4-5 flowers. So from the anther of any flower, pollen enter into the transferred. So pollen is transferred from the anther of one flower to stigma of other flower. But what is the common thing is that flower is also in the same plant. You are understanding what I am saying? For example, draw a plant and on the same plant draw 4-5 other flowers. Now pollen is transferred from the anther of one flower to stigma of other flower, but both the flowers are on the same plant, this is called it self pollination. So one self pollination definition which I have given, it happens in the same flower. Because this flower have both the male and female reproductive parts. If it happens in the same flower, that is also known as self pollination. And if a plant has 4 or 5 flowers and then pollen transferred from the anther of a one flower to the stigma of other flower, but what is the common thing is that both the flowers are on the same plant. It means they are flower of same plant. That is known as cross pollination. I think all of you are able to understand what is self pollination in flower. Now student, I will explain you what is cross pollination. Now see, observe another picture of a flower. Now student, observe this picture. For example, this is plant 1 and this is another plant. This is another. For example, maybe this is plant number 2. See, observe the picture student. This flower is from one plant and this flower is from another plant. It means both the, in self pollination I explained two methods, male and female. Both the reproductive parts are present in the same flower, so self pollination can occur. Or the same plant having many flowers, so anther from one flower transferred to the stigma of the flower, but common thing is that flower is also on the same plant. That is known as self pollination. This thing you will understand in a very simple way. You do only one thing, you draw the diagram. Then you will understand this thing in a very simple way. Now what is cross pollination? See student, for example, here I have written this flower is from plant 1 and maybe this flower is from plant 2. Is it clear? Now student, what happens? See, the transfer of pollen from an anther, because from where the pollens are inside the anther is the male reproductive part, that is stamen, and it has two parts, anther and filament. Filament is a thread like structure which support the anther, and what is inside the anther? Pollens are inside the anther and they are male reproductive parts, reproductive parts. Is it clear? Or now what's happened? The transfer of pollen from an anther of a flower of one plant to a stigma of a flower of another plant of the same species is called it cross pollination. Do you understand? For example, this is plant number 1 and this is plant number 2. Now maybe the pollen from this anther means from the first plant anther, these pollens are transferred to the stigma of a second plant anther. So such a type of a pollination is known as cross pollination. One more time, understand, student. For example, this flower, I am talking about this flower is of plant number 1 and this flower is of plant number 2. Now student, what happened? From the anther, pollens are transferred from this flower. This flower means from flower number 1, that is from plant 1. Flower from the plant 1, and it is transferred to the stigma, and this plant is plant number 2. So from the plant number 1, pollens are transferred to plant number 2 stigma. So such type of a pollination is known as cross pollination. So such type of a pollination is known as cross pollination. I think you are able to understand what I explained you. This is plant number 1. Okay, when I will do the recapitulation, then I explain you again. But I think, I hope, what is a cross pollination, by this method, plant number 1, plant number 2, you are able to understand what is cross pollination. Now, after discussing the pollination in the flowers, reproduction, or you can say after discussing reproduction in the flower, now when we discuss this, we find there are two types of a pollinations. One is self pollination and another is one is self pollination and another is cross pollination. Is it clear? Now question arises, student, how this pollination is possible? Is it clear? How this pollination is possible? What are the agents of this pollination? What are the agents of this pollination? Okay, for example, in the case of a self pollination, now see pollination. Okay, for example, how this pollination is possible? This pollination is possible due to different agents like air, or you can also say wind or water. This type of pollution occurs in the plants which are aquatic plants. This type of pollination take place where we having aquatic plants, or insects, bat, birds. So these students, these are the agents, these are the agent of pollinations. Okay, see, in a flower there are two types of pollination, that is, here I explained you self pollination and cross pollination. Now the question arises, what are the agents of this pollination? So agent of these pollinations are air, water, insects, bats or birds. that are the example of a agents of this type of a pollination. For example, insects like butterfly, honeybees are attracted. This thing I have already explained you. The color of the flower is very bright because they attract the insect, because due to these agents the process of pollination is possible. Due to these agents the process of pollination is possible. So in the beginning also I explained you the color of the petals is very attractive, and they have very good fragrance smell, very sweet smell, so that the insects and other animals are attracted to them. Is it clear? Insects like butterfly, honeybees, moths are attracted to the color and smell of the flower. This I already explained you in the beginning when I discuss flower, before explaining you what are the parts of a flowers. Okay. Now student, what happen when they sit on the flower to do you know student, flower is also a food for other animals. You are understanding what I am saying? Flower is also a food. For example, when we are talking about the plant, plants are only producer on the earth. Is it clear? Because green plants can prepare their own food. And what is flower? Flower is also a part of a plant. Flower is also a part of plant. So another reason is that flower also provide food to some animals, because inside the flower in the center what we find, nectar, and this is the food for some animals, and that is the reason they come close to the flower, and by chance or accidentally by chance they help in the process of a pollination, because they are coming to the flower in search of their food, and by chance they help the flower in the process of a pollination. Is it clear? Now student, when these animals like insect, butterfly, honeybees, they sit on the flower to suck the sweet nectar, so at that time what's happened, pollen grain stick on their body. It means when they are touching the flower, at that time what happens, the pollen grains is also sticky and that stick on the body of these animals. Now what happens student, when they fly from that flower to another flower, then what's happened, they carry these pollen grains on their body, and when they visit another flower, why? Because again for the food, that is nectar, the pollen grains stuck to the body are left on the stigma of the new flower, and stigma is also a sticky, and what's happened, pollens stick on the stigma, pollens, because stigma has a sticky substance on which pollen sticks. इज इट क्लियर? जैसे गोंद होती है ना बेटा, गोंद से आप किसी चीज को चिपकाते हो ना, इन द सेम मैनर आप इस बात को समझो कि स्टिग्मा क्या है, उसमें एक स्टिकी सब्सटेंस होती है जिसपे ऑन विच पोलन स्टिक. इज इट क्लियर? नाउ स्टूडेंट, दिस प्रोसेस ऑफ ट्रांसफरिंग, और यही जो प्रोसेस है, दिस प्रोसेस ऑफ ट्रांसफरिंग ऑफ पोलन फ्रॉम वन फ्लावर to another flower is called pollination. Is called pollination. After that already I explained you there are two types of a pollination, that is self pollination and cross pollination. The most important thing is that flower also provide food for some animals. Is it clear? So we discuss what are the agents of pollination, that is air, or you can say wind, water, insects, birds. These are the agents of a pollination. Now student, the question arises, here is the word given, fertilization. Fertilization. Now student, let discuss what is the result of a pollination. It means male gametes and female gamete fuse with each other inside the ovary. Now what is the result of this pollination? Now student, what happens after the pollination? Fertilization occurs after the pollination. Okay, is it clear? Now here it is also given in your book also. What the pollen grains enter into the ovary through style. Here they fuse to form seed, and this process is called it fertilization. So in a very simple language, I explain you what is the result of pollination. So student, fertilization occurs after the pollination. And now the question arises in your mind, why the sir is using the word fertilization? See student, fertilization occurs after the pollination. And now try to understand what is fertilization. Fertilization can be defined as the fusion of the male gametes. Fusion of the male gamete means that pollens which are inside the anther, and now they move to the stigma. Is it clear? Fertilization can be defined as the fusion of the male gametes with the female gametes, and these female gametes are in the ovary. You can say ovules, or you can say egg cell, or you can say egg cells. Now student, what happens after fertilization occurs? After fertilization occurs, now after fertilization occurs, now what happened? Each ovule develops into a seed. When there is a fusion of a male and a female gametes, so after fertilization occur, each ovule which is in the ovary develops into a seed, develops into a seed. And now happens student, each seed contains a tiny undeveloped plant called it an embryo. If you remember that what you have studied in your earlier class, what is germination? So from the embryo a new baby plant comes out, that is germination. Do you remember this thing? We have already studied in class 4th. So what does each seed contain? Each seed contain a baby plant inside it, that is known as embryo. Each seed contains a tiny undeveloped plant called it an embryo. Is it clear? The ovary surrounding the ovules. Now what happened to the ovary? The ovary surrounding the ovules develops into a fruit. Develops into a fruit. And what is inside the fruit? What does the food contains? One or more seeds, because you know the name of the fruits. Some fruits have only single seed, like the mango, only one seed. Apple, more than one seeds. Papaya, many seeds. So the ovaries surrounding the ovules develop into a fruit. And what does the fruit contain? The fruit contains the seed. Is it clear? That is the reason student, pollination is very important. Why? Because due to pollination, it leads to the creation of a new seeds, and from these new seed new plants come out. You are understanding, student, why pollination is very important in plants? Because it led to the creation of new seeds, and from that new seeds new plants come out. So I hope you all are able to understand different parts of a flower, what is the pollination in flower. And when we study pollination, it is divided into two parts: self pollination and cross pollination. After that I explain you what is fertilization. I hope you all are able to understand. Watch the video 2 or 3 times, make the notes, draw the diagram, and then again watch the video. Yep. Then you are able to understand the topic pollination. Thank you, student.